Thank you very much for your time, Sputnik. Now, first of all, let's start in Johannesburg. I mean, over 24 hours of no water for these residents. Why? Can you just explain to us a little further why is this happening?
Good morning, myself, and thanks for the time. This is because Rand Water has got to do planned maintenance work on one of their valves, which needs to be replaced at one of their treatment, or rather on one of the pipelines that supply Gauteng with treated water. So this is planned, and it was envisaged that it will take the amount of time that has been allocated, which is about 30 hours. And therefore, that is what is in the pipeline for this afternoon into tomorrow.
All right. Obviously, we also want to just discuss which areas are going to be affected here in Johannesburg. How many residents are we talking about here?
I wouldn't have the exact number, Maseko, but it's a large swathe of Johannesburg. It includes both the suburbs and the townships. Soweto will be affected, the southern areas will be affected, the northern suburbs will be affected. It's a long list of them. So it is something that we cannot avoid, but it's a necessary evil if we were to call it that way.
When did the warning come out from Joburg Water, Sputnik? Because people, I don't know if people were aware from at least earlier this week that they had to start making plans.
Yes, they were aware. Rand Water did issue the warning quite early in the week. And Joburg Water followed suit from there. So it is something that people have been aware of for the last couple of days, leading into today. So people, even when they were going about their business, would have been aware that there is this upcoming shutdown for the purposes of maintenance work on the pipeline.
What's going to happen once people's taps start running dry? I mean, it's going to be quite a couple of hours, almost actually more than 24 hours of no water. What's going to happen if to the residents once the water starts running out? Are you going to have water tankers possibly?
In their planning, Rand Water has taken the effort to identify a number of areas where the water tanks will be located. And those are already in place. And therefore, from this afternoon, we don't envisage anything that would imply that people are totally without water. It would just need the effort to go to where the locations of these tanks are. And they are right across the Johannesburg metropole, both within the high-end areas as well as the low-lying areas, because there is no way that we could have taken the chance to say we will not be able to look after people in certain areas for the benefit of others.
In Cape Town, the issue is also about maintenance. So basically, we have ailing infrastructure in the country that needs to be sorted. And in the meantime, people are expected to use water sparingly or possibly have no water at all.
When you look at the situation in Cape Town as well, it's also a maintenance issue. Unless we maintain our infrastructure, we will really run into serious problems in later years. And that is why it is imperative that from time to time, all infrastructure needs to be looked at and maintained and made sure that it operates optimally. If you remember, about a year or so ago, we had to shut down part of the Lesotho Highlands Water Project pipeline, simply because it was time for us to do maintenance work, and that is a need that had to happen. We have timelines, and we appreciate the fact that some municipalities take the effort to look after the infrastructure that is in their hands. And this is something that we would encourage all municipalities especially to look towards as we go ahead, because ailing infrastructure, aging infrastructure really impacts on availability of services.
When are we going to get to a point where maintenance of infrastructure will not affect residents? We're not going to be expected to be inconvenienced and drive somewhere, or with some residents actually walk somewhere with a bucket of water.
It will not happen to have an end point where there is no such activity. It has to happen. It's something that has got to happen, because unless it happens, the impact later, the inconvenience of 24 hours, 30 hours, or 2 days is not much when you compare to the fact that if that main infrastructure fails, for instance, the pipeline where Rand Water is replacing the valve, if that pipeline fails, the impact will be over a much longer period, and the discomfort will be even bigger. So it is better to take from time to time, a bitter pill, so that we can have a better life in the long run.
All right. Thank you very much for your time. That was, of course, Ntate Sputnik Ratau, the spokesperson for the Water and Sanitation Department.